Hi, I'm Kai Cheng Thom, and this is Ask Kai, Quick Tips for the Apocalypse. This is a series of short videos in which I'll be answering your practical questions with quick practical answers about living, loving, and surviving the apocalypse. Question number 1 this week is it okay to get in touch with my ex during the pandemic? This question is funny for me because I'm like, why would you do that? I'm the kind of girl who's like, once I finish dating someone, they're dead to me. I'm like, who is that? If you're the kind of person who has a good relationship with your exes, if you know that that ex will appreciate your getting in touch, then yeah, I say go ahead, reach out through social distance, use social media, don't put anyone in danger, but absolutely I think it's okay to send a text or a message and just ask, how are you doing? How are things going? Maybe, do you need anything sent to you by delivery, or do you need any support? This is a time when community is particularly important to us. And so if you are someone who tends to cultivate strong relationships with past partners or lovers or hookups, I think now is a great time to continue building your community and check on how folks are doing. I'm so bored and horny right now. Is it okay to have sex with my roommate? I see you. So this is like the age-old question of, can I have sex with my roommate? I don't think it actually necessarily changes because there is a pandemic. Well, this really depends on your specific situation. But generally, if it wasn't okay to hook up with your roommate before the pandemic, probably I'm gonna say not so much now either. So what makes it okay to hook up with anyone? Consent is key. Does your roommate want to hook up with you? This is probably the most important question. And then start to think about okay, so why wouldn't it be okay to hook up with a roommate, or why wouldn't it be wise to hook up with a roommate pre-pandemic? Oh, because maybe something will go wrong and then you're trapped living together and it'll be awkward at breakfast, and maybe your roommate will steal some of your stuff in revenge. Not that this has ever happened to me. Then apply that to the pandemic situation. You're living together 24/7. You have to make life or death decisions together. There might be a lot of stress involved. It doesn't seem like the very emotionally safest idea. So let's imagine that you've decided, having sex with my roommate, maybe not the greatest idea right now. Well, fortunately, there are a lot of other options for you to, get your rocks off. There is a large suite of sex and dating apps. There's also, the amazing, time-honored, ancient strategy of masturbation. Self-pleasure is very cool. There's a surprising wealth of information on the internet about how to masturbate in fun and interesting ways. Pornhub and some other porn companies are offering lots of premium content for free right now. And I want to say now is the best time to get down with sex positivity for yourself. Now is the best time to get down with masturbation. Now is the best time to get down with yourself, if that's what you're feeling. If you decide to hook up with your roommate, again, consent is essential. And then I would say, have the conversation, preempt the conversation, right? By being like, this is a pandemic, we're hooking up, we're gonna have to see each other 24/7. Maybe this is gonna be a great thing, but if it starts to go in a weird way, here's what I might need, how can we keep space? How can we make this a healthy pandemic relationship? I would just kind of clarify what expectations might be post-crisis, or, once things start to open up again, what does this hookup really mean? Do you have any safe dating tips for the pandemic? So first of all, I think with the theme this week is all of the normal safety rules for dating pre-pandemic or post-pandemic also apply, right? So go at your own pace. Follow the rules of empowered choice and consent. We don't really know how to date online, most of us, unless you're already kind of an online dating connoisseur, in which case, please write a blog or something so the rest of us can learn from you. One of the most important things about dating in general is being clear about what your needs are and communicating those clearly to the other person, and then being open to receiving communication from the person you're trying to date or have romance with. When it comes to social distance dating, so you doing the online thing, I think this is even more important because there's so much room for misunderstanding, there's so much stress happening that it's hard to communicate clearly in the spur of the moment. So this is a great chance to really sit down with yourself between online dates, before online dates, and ask yourself, what am I looking for? Like specifically, not just like, I'm looking for love or I'm looking for romance, but actually like, I'm looking to talk to someone this like amount during the week. I'm looking for this type of erotic interaction that can happen online. I'm open to sending nudes. I'm not open to sending nudes. Really kind of working out the specifics so that when you enter a conversation with someone about how to date, you have some ideas about what you might do via social distancing and what you don't want to do via social distancing. The compass, or like the guiding star of forming new relationships, I think is going to have to be like, what am I looking for? And then how do we be creative about getting to meet my needs and the needs of the person that I'm seeing. That's it for this week, folks. This is Kai Cheng Thom, Ask Kai, quick tips for the apocalypse. Send us your questions about living, loving, surviving, and thriving during the pandemic. Stay safe, wash your hands, and if you cut your bangs by yourself, please make sure to post photos on the internet. We could all use a laugh right now.